Welcome you back for the further sessions on the optical microscopy. Now, here in the optical microscopy, now what we are discussing is the three topics. One is with respect to the SPM, the second one is the EPMA, the another one is AFM. Now, for the first one, what we are discussing is with respect to the SPM. SPM is nothing but the scanning probe microscopy. The scanning probe microscopy is a microscopical technique in which where we can't expect the 100% accuracy what we are doing in the other microscopical techniques. The scanning probe microscopy covers several relevant technologies for the imaging and as well as the measuring surfaces and as well as for the fine scale down to the level of the molecule and as well as the groups of the atom. At the other end, the scale and the scan may cover the distance of over 100 micrometers on the x and y axis and the 4 micrometers in the z axis. This is enough for the range. It is truly said that the development of this technology is a major achievement for having a profound effect of many areas of the science and as well as the engineering. Now, SPM technology shares the concept of the scanning and extremely sharp images can be obtained by the sharp tip. The sharp tip is of a diameter of 3 nanometers to a 50 nanometer radius of curvature across the object surface. The tip is mounted on a flexible cantilever, allowing the tip to flow on the surface of the profile, which is as shown in the figure that which will be discussed in the further slides. When the tip is moved in the proximity to the investigate the object, the force of the interaction between the tip and as well as the surface influences the movement of the cantilever. Now, the scanning probe microscopy. The scanning probe microscopy are a family of the tools which is used to make the images of the nanoscale, that too especially for the surfaces and as well as the structures, which is including at the atoms. They use a physical probe to scan back and forth the surface of the sample. During the scanning process, the gathered information is transferred to the computer, and the same, in addition to the visualization of the structure of some kinds of SPM, can also be used to manipulate the individual atom and to move them to make a specific patterns. The SPMs are the different from the optical microscopy because the user don't sees the surface directly. Instead of the tool feels the surface by creating an image to represent it. The SPMs works on the powerful family of the microscopic technique only, but sometimes with the resolution is less than that of a nanometer. An SPM has a probe tip mounted on the end of the cantilever. The tip can be as sharp as single as atom, and it can be more precisely accurately back forth on the surface of the atom. The tip is moved on the sample surface. The cantilever is deflected by the force. The SPM can also measure the deflections caused by the so many parameters, either by the influence of the mechanical contact or by means of the electrostatic force or even the magnetic force, chemical bonding, and even the van der Waals force, also the capillary forces. The distances of the deflection is measured by a laser that is reflected of the top of the cantilever into an array of a photodiodes. The SPM can detect the difference in height that are a fraction of a nanometers about the diameter of a single atom. The tip is moved across the sample for many times for the creating the image. For that reason only it is called as the scanning microscope. Now, this slide shows the schematic diagram of the scanning probe microscope, which consists of the sample. Over the sample, a cantilever beam with a tip that is in turn connected to a detector. Over the cantilever beam, a laser and as well as a photodiode will be there. The movement of the cantilever along with the tip is sensed by the laser, and the same is passed to the photodiode, and the information is stored in the computer. This slide shows the scanning tunneling microscope, which is same works on the same principle, but instead of the cantilever beam, here the piezoelectric tube with a electrode arrangement is displayed in this slide, and that electrode is connected to the, what we can say, the decoder, where the movement of the electrode is converted into a voltage from the piezo tube, and the same is detected, and that is converted into a image, and that image is stored in the system. The advantage of the scanning probe microscope technology are, which are provided a researcher with a large variety of the specimen observations and as environments using the same microscopes, and as well as the specimen, reducing the time requires for the preparing the study of the specimens. Now the specialized probes and improvements and modifications to the scanning probe instruments continues to provide a faster and more efficient and revealing the specimen images, and the mirror efforts can also be modified. The disadvantages of the scanning probe microscopes. Unfortunately, one of the downside of the scanning probe microscope is that the images are produced is the black and white, or it may be a gray images, which can be some circumstances exaggerate the specimen actual shape or the size. The computers are used to compensate for these type of exaggeration and to produce a real-time color images that provides a researchers with a real-time information, including the interactions with the cellular structure and harmonic response. EMPA. EMPA is nothing but electron microprobe analysis. The electron probe microanalyzer is the microbeam instrument used for the preliminary for the in situ non-destructive chemical analysis for a minute solid samples. EPMA is also informally called as electron microprobes or just a probes. It is a fundamentally same as that of the SEM with a added capability of the chemical analysis. The electron microprobes operates under the principle that if the solid material is bombarded by an accelerated and a focused electron beam, indicated the electron beam has a sufficient energy to liberate both matter and energy for the sample. These electron samples interactions mainly liberates heat, but they also yield both derivative of electrons and X-rays. The quantized X-rays are characteristic for the element. EPMA analysis is considered to be a non-destructive, so it is possible to reanalyze the same material more than one time. The schematic diagram shows the EPMA. AFM, atomic force microscopy, was developed to overcome the basic drawbacks of STM. It can only get the image conducting or the semiconducting surfaces. The AFM has the advantage of the imaging almost on any type of surfaces, like either it may be the polymers, ceramics, composites, glasses, biological samples also. The schematic diagram shows the AFM. The main advantages of the AFM has several than that of the scanning electron microscopy. Unlike other electron microscopes which provides a two-dimensional projections or a two-dimensional images of the samples, the AFM provides a three-dimensional surface profiles can be very easily documented and also recorded. The additional sample views by AFM do not require say any sample treatment that would irreversibly changes or the damages the sample. The limitations. While the electron microscope needs an expensive vacuum environment for the proper operation, most of the atomic force microscopy mode can work preferably well in an ambient room temperature or even in room conditions only, or even the liquid environment also. This makes it possible to study the biological macromolecule and even living organisms also. AFM can only image a maximum height of order of 10 to 20 micrometers and a maximum scanning area of 150 by 150 micrometer, highly dependent on probes and error occurring due to the interactions. Here there are the list of the what we can say advantages and as well as the disadvantages of the AFM techniques. The advantages are AFMs are easy in sample preparation, works in vacuum and even liquid also, and accurate height informations. Living systems can also be studied. 3D images is possible. Dynamic environment, the surface roughness qualification is possible. The main disadvantages are the limited in vertical range, limited in magnifying range, data is not independent of tip. The tip and as well as sample can also be damaged, limited to the scanning speeds.